Voting in the Congress party is presently underway. Vivek Tankha ji is with us. Tankha ji, you've done the exercise?
I have voted. I have voted.
Does it feel like
I was the third person to vote today.
third person to vote? Okay. How is this different? I mean, your opponents would say that this is not an election, it's a selection. There is a Sarkari candidate and then there is a person who's fighting in an individual capacity.
I hold this election as a very high precedent value. Congress, by setting this agenda on the table that you should have transparent election for president's post of a political party, has set an example which will be very difficult to emulate by other political parties. No other political party in today's context and setup is holding a transparent election for the post of president. So I congratulate the Congress leadership. I can tell you one thing, we had two excellent candidates contesting. One is Kharge ji, with 50 years of legislative experience, a very thorough gentleman, reliable person, bharoseman Vyakti. And the other side was my friend Shashi, who's Hindi mein kehte hain Akarshan Ka Kendra. and believe me.
So, I mean, is this what the election is about? Experience versus good looks?
Akarshan Ka Kendra, Shashi. And when I travel with Shashi, I mean, we are good friends. And so there are people.
I get a sense of where you must have voted.
No, I have voted for somebody who I felt was the appropriate choice for the party.
Okay. But again, my point is, while the party is undertaking this exercise and congratulations are in order, but do you think that necessarily something is going to change in the Congress party vis-a-vis a high command culture, which is often a criticism that comes your way?
The election,
whoever is the president, someone else will call the shots.
The election itself is a huge step forward. This election itself is a huge step forward. Could you ever think of an election in such a transparent manner in the political system? At least in my experience, I saw it for the first time. So that's why I congratulate the Congress High Command for this. Number two, it's a test for other political parties also. BJP and other political parties will also have to come forward and tell the world that how are they electing their presidents. So I'm happy. We have a very good election process taking place. The process is a victory for the Congress.
Mr. Praveen Chakravarti is with us. Sir, we just saw a write-up of yours also in which you said that this is the plumbing of inner party democracy. Would you like to explain the context in which this exercise is taking place?
Yes, sure. See, the idea was, big words like inner party democracy and all of that are often bandied about. But I wanted to show that how it is actually a very thankless, complex and very messy logistical operation. So I was merely pointing out that this required 943 returning officers working for over a year under the institutional setup of Central Election Authority, chaired by a person like Madhusudan Misri ji, who has the confidence of everybody. And this is what is needed to actually execute internal party democracy and internal elections.
Do you feel, Mr. Chakravarti, yet especially an exercise like elections within a party will attract criticism that this exercise may not have been fair? The allegations of one person being a Sarkari candidate and the other fighting in an individual capacity.
No, see, in fact, I would point out, I know what you're referring to, I would point out to Dr. Shashi Tharoor's own statement to the media yesterday that the Central Election Authority and its chairman, Mr. Madhusudan Misri, have been extremely fair and have ensured a level playing field. Now, what happens outside, whether people canvass for a particular candidate or not, is not something that should be or can be controlled by the Central Election Authority.
Let me ask you a question. How does the election procedure or the electoral officers ensure that there is fairness in an internal election like this?
So I will explain to you. First, anyone was free to contest. With all they needed was signature of 10 other delegates out of the 9,900 delegates. Second, the voting is through a secret ballot. Third, there has been official statements multiple times that there is no official candidate of the party, and we've also gone on record to say that there is no candidate that is endorsed by the current leadership of the party. Number four, people are free to cast their vote according to whoever they want, because it cannot be, it's a secret ballot. And number 5, the counting is all mixed, and it's done in a manner in which there will be absolute secrecy. So what is people are free to vote.
Which means you will not be able to identify who's voted for whom.
Absolutely, that's what the essence of a free and fair election is. So everyone who is entitled to vote will vote and can vote, and their vote will be a secret, and they can vote entirely according to their conscience. And this is the bedrock of a free and fair election, and that's why I think the Congress party election is free and fair.
Going forward, do you feel that this could become some sort of a template? While people may accuse on whether this exercise is fair or not, but the exercise itself will be held nonetheless.
See, I'll tell you, the process of an election by definition is thankless. Because there will
thankless. Okay,
yeah, because there will always be winners and losers. There will be happy people and grumpy people, right? So, and this is partly the reason why I think many political parties don't even embark on this. But so we're not that bothered about the so-called criticism that you refer to. Now, should other parties engage in this or not is not for me to say. I know that the Congress party is held to a higher standard, but it should be held to a higher standard. We are the party.
No, because this exercise in the Congress also is being held after more than 2 decades.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that is why you see the excitement. You see that there is actually, as we speak now, there are 50 people that are voting and thousands of kilometers away in the middle of a campsite for the Bharat Jodo, where the Bharat Jodo Yatris are voting, including Mr. Rahul Gandhi. So there is excitement all over, and it is clearly, yeah, it's sort of reviving the party internally, because there's an election after 20 years.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chakravarti. Thank you.
Thank you.